What if you could tour the entire universe, crash course through evolution, and laugh while doing it? Bill Bryson's A Short History of Nearly Everything makes the impossible field trip possible. And today we're unpacking why it still blows minds. From nothing to now, Bryson's grand tour of knowledge. Imagine waking up with a childlike question: how does anything exist at all? And then chasing that curiosity across every branch of science. That's the narrative engine driving Bryson's book, and it's the perfect on-ramp for readers who once dozed off in high school chemistry. Bryson is not a trained scientist. He's an endlessly inquisitive travel writer who decided that the universe itself would be his next destination. His outsider status becomes our advantage. He translates intimidating equations into punchlines, swaps jargon for witty anecdotes, and constantly reminds us that most breakthroughs were made by very human, occasionally bumbling people. In this section of the review, highlight Bryson's storytelling structure. Instead of dumping data, he threads discoveries into a globe-trotting detective story. One chapter visits Hubble at Mount Wilson Observatory. The next has him knee-deep in primordial fossils in Australia. He uses cliffhanger chapter endings to hook readers. A mass extinction teased here, an asteroid discovery there. By the time you reach page 50, you've learned more than an intro course, yet feel like you're at a dinner party. This accessibility is the book's secret sauce, and it sets our expectations for the wild ride ahead. Booms, bangs, and building blocks. The universe gives context. Bryson starts with the biggest canvas imaginable, the entire universe. He opens on the nanosecond after the Big Bang, a moment when everything, including the atoms now scrolling across your screen, was crammed into a space smaller than a pinhead. He then zooms out to explain cosmic inflation, the fact that we live on a blue pebble orbiting an ordinary star in a nondescript galaxy on the edge of nowhere. But Bryson refuses to leave us staring, slack-jawed, at the night sky. He brings in vibrant backstage stories about the scientists who decoded it: Edwin Hubble's stubborn charisma, Henrietta Leavitt's unsung calculations, and Vera Rubin's fight to give dark matter a public relations campaign. The genius of the book, and the point of our review, is how these tales humanize otherwise cold facts. By the end of the astronomical chapters, you can casually drop that every second the sun fuses 600 million tons of hydrogen, or that most of the calcium in your teeth comes from ancient supernovae. And you'll remember it, because Bryson makes the knowledge sticky through analogy. He likens an atom's nucleus to a fly in a cathedral, and suddenly, quantum emptiness becomes crystal clear. This cosmic context primes us for the next pivot: Earth's own explosive backstory. Life's wild experiment. Earth, evolution, and unlikely survivors. Transitioning from outer space to the dirt beneath our feet, Bryson dives into geology, paleontology, and evolutionary biology with the same giddy enthusiasm. He chronicles Earth's formation as a molten hellscape, the apocalyptic chaos that forged our magnetic field, and the watery miracle that eventually cradled life. Volcanoes, plate tectonics, and mass extinctions get page-turner treatment. Want a chilling statistic? An estimated 99.99% of all species that ever lived are now extinct, yet here we are, stubbornly breathing. Bryson delights in the twists of chance that led single-celled organisms to assemble into complex plants, dinosaurs, and primates. He pokes fun at scientific rivalries, too. The bone wars between Cope and Marsh read like a Hollywood feud, while Darwin's snail-collecting habits make him feel endearingly relatable. One hallmark of these middle chapters is Bryson's ability to reveal scale. He notes that if Earth's history were a 24-hour clock, humans wouldn't appear until 11:58 or 43 p.m. That humbling visualization lands harder than 100 textbook paragraphs. As you share this with your audience, emphasize how the book restores a sense of wonder about everyday things. The fact that DNA, if unraveled, would stretch from here to Pluto and back, but only if you could persuade the double helix to stop coiling like a phone cord from the 90s. Bryson's mix of humor and awe keeps readers and viewers leaning forward. Why this book still matters, and key takeaways for curious minds. 2 decades after its first publication, A Short History of Nearly Everything remains a gateway drug to science for millions, and that enduring relevance is our final talking point. Bryson condenses centuries of collective human effort into 500 pages without sacrificing nuance or credibility. He won the Aventis Prize for Science Books and brought home a Descartes Prize in Europe. But more importantly, he turned armchair readers into lab coat enthusiasts. In a world drowning in misinformation, the book teaches epistemic humility. Science is a process, a series of best guesses upgraded by better evidence, and Bryson never lets us forget how provisional knowledge can be. Yet he balances this humility with optimism. The improbability of life becomes a rallying cry to protect it. Climate change and biodiversity loss are not footnotes, but existential prompts woven into his concluding chapters. As you wrap your review, offer actionable takeaways. 1. Stay curious. When something baffles you, chase it. 2. Celebrate the messy, collaborative nature of discovery. 3. Remember that every atom you possess was forged in a cosmic furnace, so act like you're part of something bigger. Close by, mentioning who this book is perfect for: students intimidated by STEM, parents eager to spark dinner table curiosity, and anyone who wants to feel a little smaller and a lot more connected to the universe. Hit repeat on life's biggest questions, because Bryson proves they're worth asking. If this whirlwind tour lit up your neurons, smash that like button, subscribe for more idea-packed book reviews, and drop a comment telling us the weirdest fact you know about our universe. Let's keep the wonder rolling.